neighbors. Everybody needs good neighbors. Just a friendly wave each morning helps to make a better day. Neighbors need to get to know each other. Next door is only a footstep away.
Good evening. I'm Mark Mitchell, and I'm here in the foyer of Network 10 Studios, where past and present cast members of Neighbours are arriving to celebrate 1,000 episodes of the series. 4.5 years ago, Neighbours, produced by the Grundy organisation, started at another place. Well, Channel 7, but then didn't we all? Within 12 months, in a bold move, Network 10 picked up the series. Since then, Neighbours has gone on to become the most successful Australian television series ever produced. It continually dominates all the major awards and the ratings. The characters have become household names, and the actors who play them create chaos wherever they go. Neighbours is now being viewed by over 50 million people in 11 countries around the world. It's the #1 rating series in Britain and the Netherlands. This program is a tribute to Neighbours as they celebrate 1,000 episodes. That's 500 hours of television, or 30,000 minutes. Or, if you like, that's 207 times that Mrs. Mangles has stuck her nose into other people's business. 111 times that Scott and Charlene have had words, and 583 times that Henry Ramsay has fallen into the pool. So for those of you that have missed some of those moments over the 4.5 years, or would like to relive them, here's the story so far. A long time ago, in a network far, far away, the sun first shone on 3 brick veneer homes in a quiet Melbourne cul-de-sac known as Ramsay Street. In those far-off days, Des was almost a monk, Shane was already a hunk, and Scott was a bit of a punk. Lo and behold, when the show switches channels, Scott goes from punk to spunk and meets Charlene, who's also a spunk and an occasional drunk. And Max is the first to go to Brisbane. Eileen gets drugged, Madge gets mugged, Shane gets locked up, and Zoe gets knocked up. Des gets stood up when Daphne gets held up and doesn't turn up to the nuptials. Helen gets fond and forms a bond, but we all could have told her she was being conned. Des gives Daphne another crack, but when he hits the sack, he ricks his back. Zoe loses the baby and decides to move on. There are the usual Brisbane rumours. Charlene and Jane get heavily into sports, motivated by the sight of what a capper's shorts. Ruth gets ripped off while Scott and Mark get stripped off. Shane is bitten, Madge is smitten. Now Des gets mugged, but thanks to Henry, the mugger's slugged. Jane starts to blossom, Mrs. Mangles stirs the possum. Ruth gets found out, Jane gets turned out, and Molly gets drowned out. Scott gets kissed, and Charlene gets really miffed. Paul parks it, Henry larks it, and Daphne carks it. Charlene comes to the conclusion that life with Scott isn't all peaches and cream, and is helplessly sucked into the Brisbane Triangle. Harold wakes up, Nick shows up, Joe blows up, and Mrs. Mangle, though totally stitched up, gets totally hitched up. Madge goes to Brisbane, but comes back. Mrs. Mangle goes to England, and doesn't. And Gail goes to LA, which is like Brisbane with movie stars. Jenny goes to a rehabilitation centre, which is like Brisbane with night nurses. Poppy goes to Greece, which is like Brisbane with moussaka. Nolene goes to Darwin, which is like Brisbane with crocodiles, and Scott has no option but to go to Brisbane. Harold goes up in the world, Gloria goes up market, the Ramsays are up in arms, and Gail is up the duff. Naturally, she's expecting triplets. As we speak, Jane and Des and Joe and Kerry are set to tie the knot. But will Harold go Scottish? Will Des go Japanese? Will Henry go on the dole? Will Henry go Troppo? Will Toby go to Brisbane? Will the scriptwriters go insane? Stay watching as the next 1,000 thrill-packed episodes of Neighbours unfold to reveal the answers to these questions and more.